This is Ijele masquerade. One of the things that touched me and for which I became interested in this Ijele masquerade of a thing is that the commentator said that Ijele masquerade originated from Umeri in Anambra State. And Umeri is my ikunne, that's my maternal home. And that thing the commentator said is that Ijele masquerade, as it originated from Umeri, went through the old Anambra State, comprising of Anambra today and Enugu State of today, going through Aguleri, Ukinobia, Igboaria, Msugbe, Okuzu, Nando, and many other villages and towns around that area. And we heard from him, and you will hear from him when you watch this video to the end, that the chief, or a chief from Umeri, was awarded a good honor, or the highest honor, at the Festac Festival of 1977. He represented Anambra State at Festac of 1977, and he came back with many honors and accolades. Going further, I would like to comment on another thing, that in those days, in the olden days, as he said it, 45 small masquerade could perform or used to perform on top of a Ijele masquerade, but today it is no longer the same. That is to say that the size of Ijele masquerade has reduced drastically to a size that 45 different masquerade cannot perform on top of it. And today, those 45 masquerade that could perform on top of Ijele of those days are being represented with 45 different figurines, as you can see it today on top of our today Ijele masquerade. There are other things and other truths about Ijele that the commentator revealed to us that I never knew before today. One of them is that it will take 100 men 6 months to put up Ijele masquerade, as in put up the masquerade as a figure and build its house before it will perform. What does that mean? 100 men will get prepared, get ready, and we take them 6 months to build up this masquerade and prepare its house before it will perform. Still, there's another thing, as you watch and listen, that the commentator said about Ijele. There are about 4 different mirrors that are placed on the body of this Ijele masquerade. These mirrors are not ordinary. They are something different from what we can imagine and think about. The mirrors will have high reflective nature. They will locate and fish out any person that comes around Ijele with a charm or whatever, and bring that person closer to Ijele for punishment. I will allow you to watch this and listen and see this by yourself and with me. Thank you. God bless you. I welcome you to my channel. This is Lion Gate Masquerade TV. This is where you will get correct updates on the world of masquerade and traditional medicine. In this documentary, I will bring to you the origin and history of Ijele masquerade. So sit tight as you watch this video and listen to us. You can, at the end of this documentary, subscribe to our channel, like our video, and drop your comments. Thank you. Ijele masquerade is the largest mask system ever to enter the history of the world masking tradition. It comprises two segments, the upper and the lower segments, divided at the center by a big python. The upper segment is called Mpu Ijele, while the lower segment is called Apakuru Ijele, or Oba Nibe, and the center is called Ekeoba, or Python. Ijele masquerade towers about 12 to 15 feet based on gravitational balance construction. It is built around intricacy of multicolor clothes, bamboo sticks, and canes, in line with a creative hand element. Due to its weight and size, an outdoor big house must be prepared for Ijele masquerade anywhere it will perform. It takes about 100 men to work for 6 months in preparation of Ijele costumes and house before an outing. Ijele masquerade, known as the biggest masquerade in sub-Saharan Africa, is a tradition of the Igbo people of Nigeria and was listed in the UNESCO archives as an intangible cultural element in need of safeguarding. In many communities in the state of Anambra in southeastern Nigeria, celebrations, burial ceremonies, and other special occasions during the dry season to invoke fertility and a bountiful harvest feature the performance of Ijele masquerade. Let us take these 4 members of the family of Ijele masquerade one after the other. Nne Ijele, meaning Mother Ijele. She is a usually beautiful lady masquerade that holds a big horse tail with a carved enamel plate. It performs dances to the flute and soft music. The Ijele father. This is called Onuku. It has a big face and dresses in chieftaincy regalia. The Ijele police. They are usually 6 in number. Their duty is to ensure that the people do not encroach on the Ijele father or mother. The Ijele palm wine tapper. This accompanies Ijele for the role purpose of picking its ray as it performs. Another significant personality in the family of Ijele is the Ijele fan carrier. It is not a masquerade as per se, but it plays a crucial role of leading the Ijele with its symbolic powerful fan called Akupe. Once the Ijele loses sight of the fan and its carrier, it gets lost and it signifies danger. Ijele moves when the fan carrier moves and also stops when it stops. That Ijele masquerade originated from the old Anambra state in Nigeria many centuries ago is never in doubt. According to UNESCO recent documentary, the origin of the Ijele masquerade, according to available oral story, emanated from Umeri. It was this very group that performed the first Izo Egwu Ijele, that is, introduction of the mask, before other communities in Aguleri, Nsugbe, Ubunike, Nando, Okuzu, and others. It is pertinent to note that Umeri was instrumental to the introduction of Ijele masquerade to Igboariam, Nteje, and some other villages outside Omabala areas. In recognizing the roles played by Umeri in the origin of Ijele masquerade, the old Anambra State government unanimously selected the Ijele cultural troupe, led by Chief Obiako Raphael Ani Azodo from Umeri, to represent it, that is the Anambra State, in the Festival of Arts and Culture known as Festac in 1977, of which the group won various awards and accolades for excellence from the federal government in 1977. Ijele mirror. This is a mysterious mirror seen on the body of Ijele. It picks and sees everyone with charm or destructive weapons. The mirror magnets the person to Ijele for punishment. This mirror is highly reflective and creates an artistic beauty. The Ijele python. This is a big snake signifying royalty and mightiness of Ijele masquerade. It is located at the center of the body of Ijele, separating the upper and the lower segments of the masquerade. Ijele clothes and fabrics. The Ijele fabrics is popularly known as Ododo. It is very expensive and colorful and a velvety material. Ijele has all colors, but yellow, black, and red are pronounced. These are the Biafran colors. Ijele trees, animals, white men, carved human activities. All these signify wholesomeness of Ijele, as every aspect of human life is depicted on Ijele masquerade. Mermaid objects. Ijele is crammed up with mermaid objects, signifying Ijele as the greatest of all masquerade. Ijele is a special masquerade in Anambra and Enugu states of Nigeria. It is the king of all masquerade, and as such, has 45 different other masquerades performed on top of it in the olden days. Presently, the 45 masquerades are represented by the 45 figurines seen on top of Ijele masquerade. The myth and size of Ijele masquerade is wholesome, as every aspect of life is depicted on it. It is the climax of all masquerades, hence performs alone and mostly lasts. Ijele masquerade is a family of four, namely the mother, the father, the police, and the palm wine tapper. Ijele masquerade has a special brand of band that entertains it whenever he performs. It dances majestically to the royal band group called and known as Ibandeze, that is, royal band group, or literally known as drums of the kings, popularly called Akunechenyi in Igbo language. The musical instruments include 4 drums, ogene, ubom, oyo, ekwe, flute or oja, wooden clapper, amongst others. The societal impact and significance of Ijele masquerade. Ijele has political, spiritual, social, psychological, and recreational significance. 1. The spiritual cum social significance. Ijele performs at the burial ceremonies of great and powerful kings or special men and women in Igbo land. It also performs at the burial ceremony of any member of the Ijele family or at the death of the oldest man in the community. Ijele mostly performs during the dry season to mark fertility and annual bountiful harvest. It can equally perform at special festivals and occasions. Political. Ijele masquerade gives the people the opportunity to reaffirm their loyalty. This affirmation comes in different ways. For example, dancing alongside the Ijele as it pays homage to a chief or king shows one's total loyalty. If Ijele can bow, who else cannot? Psychologically, the appearance depicts a high tone of events when different phases of Igbo recreational activities is displayed. Though in some communities in Anambra State, it is restricted to young boys and girls singing and dancing to the tune of Akunechenyi music of Ijele masquerade. Finally, it is worth to note that Ijele masquerade will never step out to perform unless 7 cannon gunshots are released into the air, alongside the sound of its royal music. Therefore, it will be nice to sum it up that Ijele masquerade is a spiritual bond between a range of communities in Anambra State of Nigeria, which is harbinger of peace, unity, dialogue, and a high sense of communality.